So Wrexham at home, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it's an important game. We've played Wrexham. Thought we were a bit unlucky down at their place. I thought we played quite well, to be fair. Just a couple of sloppy goals, but I think I think the last few weeks we've been trying to play some football, and I think there's been a lot of positives out the last few weeks. So I think there's lads are feeling confident, and with it being a home game, I think we can really put the game to them and make it difficult for them.
You've spent a while on the sidelines through suspension. You spent one of those weekends with us in the commentary box.
Yeah.
Listening to you, Luke, you're a very passionate fan almost when you're not involved, and I think that's maybe sums you up, doesn't it, as a footballer, just a very passionate footballer.
Yeah, it's difficult sitting in the stands and watching, especially when you love being out there, and especially obviously being captain as well. It would be disappointing to be watching, but like I said, yeah, you are a fan because you just want to win. And I was flipping elbowing the guy next to me and heading, trying to kick everything and heading the field. But yeah, that's me. That's just what I'm like when I'm watching football, and I just wanted one of the best for the lads, and it was a good game to watch really, because it was a 5-0 demolition really, wasn't it? If you can call it that.
I imagine you'd be the first one to, if you could, you'd take a result like that every week, but Wrexham will pose a difficult task to you this weekend, won't they, even though they have only won one game in their last 9.
Yeah, it'll be. I think it'll be a different kind of game as well, because I think you could see, fair to say, Histon weren't the most experienced. They had quite a lot of young kids out there, I think. But Wrexham's different. They've got a lot of experienced players. They know what this league's about. They've got a good young manager, and I think they've possibly not done as well as they maybe should have, considering the stadium and the club itself. But they're a difficult team to play against. I know that, because they play some good football, and they'll pose a lot of threat to us. Yeah, so we've got to be on that game to nullify that.
Listening to you on commentary, you're a very honest viewer, a very honest fan as well.
Yeah.
You've said there that Wrexham haven't done as well as they should have done this year. I think, is that the case for Mansfield Town as well?
No, I think realistically the table doesn't lie. We're where we are for a reason, but we've just got to. I think there's been a lot of positives we can take out of this season, and I think if we carry on to the end of the season, like I said, there's still games to be played. Football's a funny game. Anything can happen. Who's to say that that the other teams won't slip up massively to the end of the season, and if we keep doing what we're doing to the best of our abilities, and for ourselves really, for the manager and for especially the fans who are travelling everywhere and to come and watch us, they deserve it. So we've just got to keep doing what we're doing, to the best of his ability. And if someone slips up, we can jump ship and get in and play.
We've spoken a lot to other people this morning about next season, but would it be fair to say that if you take your eye off this season, this season could finish with a very sour taste in your mouth if those 18 points aren't collected, or those 6 games don't go the way that you want them to?
Well, it could, yeah, but it could happen for anybody as well. If Stephen is taking their eye off the ball, they could lose the lead and could finish second, and so I think that's the same for anyone, no matter what position you're in. So we've just got to make sure we finish on a high, and if we don't make the playoffs, then we've given it us all. But like I said, if someone slips up and there's points to be played for, there's still a chance. Finishing
on a positive, finishing with something that you can build on for next season.
Yeah, definitely. Finish on a high and take the positives out of the last 6 to 8 weeks. Even though a few results have gone against us and a couple of draws we should have maybe turned into wins. But if we take some positives out of the games and people playing well in form and take that into next year and hit the ground running, we'll have a great chance.
Before we come on more to Wrexham, just turning to you first of all, physically. How are you at the minute? Because there was that injury scare a few weeks ago. Is that cleared up now?
It's calming down. I mean, I'm still feeling some effects, but I played the last 3 games and I've got through them and I feel good. It's just monitoring day by day, and at the moment I feel good.
Psychologically, at this point of the season, okay, mathematically it's not impossible, but where does the motivation come at this time of the year? Because admittedly, John, this time of year, some teams, some players may think, well, let's just make do with what we've got.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at our squad, there's like 15 players out of contract. You're playing for your futures. You want to do the best you can to secure another deal here or elsewhere. Ultimately, you want to stay at the club where you're at, but you're fighting for your futures. I think that's enough motivation in itself.
What about your future?
Just waiting on, as in a number of players. As I said, there's a lot of teams out there who, including ourselves, want to know where we are. The gaffer wants to know where we are, and the budget is set what he's got to play with. Come towards the end of the season, give it two weeks, he'll know more, and then he'll probably talk to the players. But as it stands, we're all unaware.
How difficult is that as as a professional footballer? Because as fans do know, you have got a life away from football, and this is your job at the end of the day. So job security isn't one of the things that go with being a footballer at this level, is it?
No, I mean, but at the end of the day, we've got to be professional. We've got to get on with the job. We've got a job in hand. And things that happen off the pitch, we've just got to deal with it. But ultimately, our focus is, Mansfield Town and getting the 3 points, and that's all we're worried at the moment.
Where would you like to be in 6 months' time?
I'd like to be here, to be honest with you. Pushing up there again. But as I said, it's out of my hands. It's down to the gaffer and the board, and we just got to wait and see what happens.
Let's come on to Wrexham now. They're a side who have been, they're not in the greatest form at the minute, but we've said that about sides before. They've come to Field Mill in recent weeks, and then they've managed to walk away with a victory. It's not to be underestimated again, are they?
No teams is. You've seen that in the past, and teams seem to come to Field Mill and up their game. We are seen as a big club, and teams come here, and if they come away with the 3 points, they're over the moon. And but as I said before, we've got a job to do. I mean, if we're on our game, we can beat any team in this league. And for whatever reason, if it hasn't happened in the past, I believe now that we've got the structure in the team to go out there and certainly beat Wrexham.
Two contrasting stats for you, John. 1 winning 9 for Wrexham, 1 defeating 9 for Mansfield Town. If I'm a bookie, I'm going to be saying that the short price is on you, isn't it?
That's what everyone will say. We'll probably go lose now, but it's, as I said, it's anything happen on the day. Stats at this moment in time, everyone's fighting for their lives. You can upturn the books. You never know, but we'll do our utmost to put a professional performance out there and get the 3 points. 3
points is the target, but in a game like this and at this back end of the season, do you feel that maybe the shackles are off a little bit, and there's a little bit more freedom for you to play?
I think there should be freedom all the time. End of the day, people say about making mistakes or whatever, but if you make a mistake, just get on with it. I know people. Certainly in my younger career, you were afraid to make mistakes on the pitch, but as I've got older, stay more wiser, but it's just get on with it. If you make a bad pass, try and get it back as soon as, and I think certainly over the last couple of weeks, I think we've kind of played with that freedom, to pass the ball, which I understand was happening early on in the season. So I think we've got back to that, and I think we've just got to carry it on.
And finally, John, you said you don't like golf, so on your days off, instead of caddying for Alan Marriott, was something you said before we came to air. How do you spend your days?
Just chilling around the house, to be fair. I'm quite averse to, well, me and Alan are quite averse to playing Xbox. We play online together, so my missus absolutely hates it, because all she can hear is me and Mazza playing on the computer, but end of the day it's just relaxing at home, watching film, or I think that's the best way to forget about the troubles of football.
You're not one of those Call of Duty boffins?
Yes, I am, yeah. Well, that you can quite guarantee that me and Mazza were playing it all day, every day, so, but it's something to take the time away.
Who's better? Who's got a better kill ratio?
Mazza doesn't like to say it, but yeah, I think the stats show that.
Brilliant. Cheers, John.
Always.